The chief financial officer of Alex Murdaugh's former law firm testified in his double murder trial Thursday. She said she confronted him about hundreds of thousands of dollars in missing funds the morning Murdaugh's wife and son were murdered. Scott MacFarlane has more details.
Just hours before the murder of his wife Maggie and his son Paul, Alec Murdaugh was questioned by a colleague about nearly $800,000 that he was supposed to have handed over from the settlement of a case.
I told him that I had reason to believe that he had received the funds himself and that I needed proof that he had not.
Today, at the murder trial of the former prominent Charleston, South Carolina area attorney, the chief financial officer of Alec Murdaugh's firm testified they suspected Murdaugh kept the money.
We made him resign.
But the jury didn't hear this revelation, at least not yet. It was the judge who listened before deciding whether to allow this confrontation about missing money to be part of the prosecution's case. In court filings, prosecutors indicated they'd argue Murdaugh killed his wife and his son to distract from or mask financial crimes that were about to be revealed. Earlier this week, in front of the jury, a family friend identified Alec Murdaugh's voice in a video recorded by Murdaugh's son minutes before he and his mother were killed.
This is a chicken.
Even though Alec Murdaugh had claimed not to be home at the time.
You recognize Paul's voice?
Yes, sir.
You recognize Maggie's voice?
Yes, sir.
You recognize Alec's voice?
Yes, sir.
100%?
Yes, sir.
The family friend testified he wasn't aware of any problems in Murdaugh's finances.
You think of any circumstance that you can envision, knowing them as you do, where Alec would brutally murder Paul and Maggie?
Not that I can think of.
The jury returns to this courthouse midday Friday as prosecutors continue their case. Murdaugh is part of a famed family dynasty, legal dynasty here in South Carolina. His surviving son is on the witness list for this trial for the defense. John?
Scott, yeah, I understand it's a long witness list. Well, with this question about money, do we think the jury will ever hear about it? I mean, that's what the judge is determining. How does that get determined?
What strikes me is how much time the judge is spending on this issue. All the people he's hearing from, he'll hear from more tomorrow about this. Becomes clear this is a weight-bearing issue, if not the pivotal issue so far in this trial. Prosecutors in their pretrial motions have indicated this speaks to motive. Money as a motive, which is something the jurors are going to be looking for. What was the motive in this alleged crime? So that's going to continue tomorrow. We'll see if it continues next week, but this is happening outside the jury. They're not in the courtroom for these arguments, underscoring the significance of this to the judge and to the case.
Right. May determine the whole shape of the case. Scott MacFarlane in Walterboro, South Carolina. Thank you, Scott.